Welcome back to the Highline Podcast. Hit that button.
Yeah!
Let's go!
You can't do that.
I can't get it right.
Shut the f*** up and let me talk.
I thought I was wrong once, but I was mistaken.
You're only young,
But you're gonna die. Proceed to party.
Ooh, are you ready, Riley?
What did he say?
Go Tigers.
That's incorrect.
Go Cox. I think that might be the best one we've ever done. That was good. I like that.
Ding 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 ding. It's all the same. Only the tracks will change every day. It seems they're wasted away. Another race where Shane is so good. They drive all night just to get back to an oval. Shane's a cowboy.
Cowboy.
In a steel Chevrolet. He's wanted.
Wanted.
Dead or alive. Wanted.
Wanted.
Dead or alive. Ding 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 ding. Shane's wanted.
Wanted.
You know why Shane's wanted? Because he keeps whooping the fucking field in oblivion.
Yeah, he'll finish 30th this week.
Yeah, it's not a road course, but man, I underestimated Shane this week
Yep.
or last week, whenever it was.
I still won, didn't I?
Barely.
Picked Chris to win it, and at a certain point, had a shot, and then at a certain point, no longer had a shot. So, should have picked Shane. Obviously,
Yeah.
didn't.
I even gave it to you because I was
Yeah.
like, I'm not picking Shane. I should have, but out of round.
His first Cup race there, I didn't expect him to fucking dominate.
Yeah, he's that good. The field's got to get better. That's all I got to say. We'll get into that a little bit later. But, yeah, welcome back to the Highline Podcast, episode 156. Trent Davis and Riley Embree back at you
Who?
with some action. Not all the action. But, Riley, how you doing?
I'm terrible. Already been over with you how my day has gone. Tried to get a hand bitten off by a dog today, so there was some disciplinary action going on there.
You spilled ketchup on your hay, dudes.
Ketchup on my brand new shoes.
That's a song. Did you get it?
Yes.
What song is that?
I didn't
It
get
hurts
it.
to be a bachelor man. That's
I sang that for Daytona. That was All My Rowdy Friends.
yeah. That's right. Good job. Spilled
Anyway.
ketchup on my hay, dudes. I got my hand bit off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then spilt a can of nicotine all over the floor. So
She just picked it back up. And
I
put
thought
it back
about
in
it.
the pack.
Thought about it, but didn't want the red clay from South Cadillac in my mouth there.
A little
So.
dirt don't hurt you.
No, it don't, but it don't taste good. But, yeah, so terrible day today. Hopefully Mr. Anheuser-Busch can help me out a little bit. And, yeah, hopefully me bitching about the race on Sunday will get some of this frustration out. And,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's the reason why we have it. It's just
That's
we're,
that.
we're actually going to. I thought about just changing the podcast name to Riley's Rant,
probably
the
get
Riley
more
Rant podcast.
Probably get more listeners.
Well, with the first name of Riley, we might. for legal reasons, legal reasons, that's a jock.
You're talking about Riley Moss.
Yes. The running back. Right? He's a running back.
He's a cornerback. Is he not?
I thought he was a running back.
Riley Moss? Isn't that the cornerback for the Eagles?
That's Cooper DeJean.
That's Cooper DeJean. Who's Riley Moss?
I think he's a running back for the Broncos.
No, he's a corner for the Broncos.
So you don't even know your own team.
He sucks.
His first name's Riley. What do you expect? All Rileys suck in one way or another.
Yeah.
That was a good one. I got a little test for you. I want you to say, "But my income." Just say it.
I've seen this before.
Fuck. Say, "But my income."
No, you say it.
No, I've said it twice.
Say it backwards.
That was the joke. Damn it! I can't get the joke past
I'm
you.
smarter than you.
Has nothing to do with being smart or not. Because if you hadn't seen it, you would have said it.
So if I didn't have prior knowledge, I wouldn't have known, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what they call having knowledge about a subject? Intelligence.
But if you hadn't seen it, you wouldn't have known it.
Yeah. Do you know about NASCAR?
Yeah.
Do you know why you know? Would you say you're smart when it comes to NASCAR?
That's a completely different thing. Jokes are jokes. NASCAR is a sport. You can joke about anything.
Yeah.
You can't joke about, you can joke about NASCAR, but NASCAR is just
But you
different.
have knowledge about NASCAR because you've
So you
seen
have
it.
knowledge about jokes.
Yes.
Jesus. Okay. Jesus, take the wheel.
I
on
need
that
it. Yeah.
one.
But my income.
But my income.
Say it backwards.
Come in my butt.
Ah!
That's the joke. Right now? Thinking
You have
about
to
it?
ask a different Riley for that.
That's very true. Herbst.
Yes.
I heard he likes it. But anyways, real quick, appreciate all the support that I've gotten. Me and my wife, T-Dog, announced on social media the big secret. You about gave it away like a month
I
ago.
have no idea what you're talking about.
But yes, we are pregnant.
What?
Shocking. Breaking
had no clue.
Breaking news. But yeah, we are pregnant.
This is the herd line news.
Yeah, it's the herd. But yeah, me and T-Dog are pregnant. A baby is expecting to be here.
The baby?
The baby.
Let's go.
Yeah, in mid-January. So hopefully everything goes well.
January
for that.
24th, great day.
It'll be right around then. The 15th or the 16th is when it's expected to be done. But yeah, we'll have another Ryan Blaney fan in the world, or Chase Elliott fan, or Chris Buescher fan, hopefully, in the world. But appreciate all the support we've gotten over the past week announcing that. But yeah, it's been the worst kept secret in the Highline news.
Yeah. It's awesome. Obviously, I've known for a little bit, but
What? I thought you just found out now.
yeah, it's good news, and we're excited for that.
Have a little playmate for your daughter.
Yeah, that'll be good.
It's gonna be a boy. It's gonna be a boy. It's gonna be a boy. It's gonna be my five-star quarterback playing at Clemson. Take me to the promised land.
Unlikely.
Yeah, but not with my accuracy.
No, yeah, it's unlikely. You're 4'11".
Hey.
And, not very athletic. So
Oh, I am athletic now. I just
Tori
can't-
also not very tall.
Hey, you have those? Do you have those?
I think
random?
she would agree. Probably not very athletic.
Okay, what if he's what if he's the next Ben Boulware? Middle linebacker, just a monster.
First off, you would
Okay.
have to purchase steroids.
It's fine. Do what you got to do. People say I'm on steroids all the time because how big my arms are.
You're not that big.
I'm pretty damn big, bro. If you think this is big, you should see my
Legs.
feet.
But yeah, yeah, it's good stuff. Have to get some garnet and black apparel for the
Don't you
youngin.
do it. I don't. I will kill you.
Yeah, now you know how it feels.
Yeah. I didn't do it though. With your daughter, I didn't do it. I almost did, but I didn't do it. Your ass better not do it either.
I won't, because I've got respect.
RESPECT.
Yeah.
Phil.
Find out what it means to me.
Yes. You know who doesn't have any respect?
Dabo Sweeney.
He's got all the respect. He going to college football championship this year. But anyways, Shane Van Gisbergen has no respect. Jokingly, I'm joking, but he has no respect for the road courses in NASCAR because he keeps on whooping everybody's ass. Shane Van Gisbergen goes back to back like he's on the cover of Lethal Weapon, back to back.
Like he's Jordan 96, 97.
Whoa. At Sonoma this past weekend, just a butt whooping on the field. You had some guys that kind of hung around all day, like a Ty Gibbs, like a Chase Elliott, like a Chase Briscoe.
Chris Buescher?
Yeah, for the most part.
Brad Keselowski?
Yeah, he's like Priest. All RFK cars pretty good on Sunday. But, yeah, nobody had nothing for Shane there on Sunday. Surprised me, to say the least, because I thought, his first Cup race at Sonoma, these Cup guys have been to Sonoma a number of times. They got the experience. They know the track better than Shane. And it didn't matter. He started on pole, led the most laps, won stage 2 even with pitting before this stage, and just put another ass whooping on the field. Briscoe was kind of close to him all day, but had nothing for him. I think Shane was just kind of messing with him, saving his stuff up, saving his rear tires up, making sure he had something in case, new tires got to him at the end, like a Chase Elliott, which I don't think he would have got there, but he might have, but we'll never know. But, yeah, it makes these NASCAR drivers look bad. I know the V8 supercars, they do this shit all the time on road courses, but street course and a road course is different in my mind. New course like Mexico City, okay. Shane, he does road courses for a living. He's done it all his life. Okay, Cup drivers are not comfortable with that track. Sure, Shane will probably, win, and it won't look that bad. Chicago, third time, street course, NASCAR drivers are still not comfortable with doing that. Then we do it once a year. Shane, he's been doing it. Okay, does that. Then he goes to Sonoma, and he does it again. It's like, okay, that one, take that one on the chin. Like, these NASCAR Cup guys, and I think they're the best they've ever been as far as the field goes on road courses, but like you
still
can't,
got no shot.
You still can't compete with Shane, and it's not taking anything away from Shane because we've been complaining a little bit about some things here, and people just saying we hate Shane Van Gisbergen. That's not the case. We like Shane.
I'm a Shane fan.
We're Shane fans, but we're NASCAR fans first, and we want to see the NASCAR guys have been here for years. We don't like to see them get embarrassed like this. Marcus Ambrose, he'd win a Cup race at Watkins Glen, 2 years in a row, and that was pretty impressive. But, it's like, okay, he's, usually it's the Sonoma races he wouldn't win. It'd be a Cup guy that's really good on road courses. Right now, he had COTA earlier in the year, and that's the only road course race that Shane's lost. That's the only thing that the Cup guys made to hold their head up high against Shane and Chris last year at Watkins Glen. But Shane's got the better of him most of the time. Like, he's already got 4 road course wins in 35 starts in the Cup Series. His first start at Chicago 2 years ago put an ass whooping on the field. Not put an ass whooping on the field, but he won the race. These Cup guys got to get better. And I think they're starting to take this personally. I hope they do. I hope they seem like, man, we got to figure this out.
I don't think it matters.
It probably doesn't, but it doesn't look good. So, but overall, the race in itself.
Here's the next problem that we'll talk a little bit about in RTT is next year you're going to have the guy that beat him on Saturday racing every week.
Yeah.
And he's going to be a problem on the road courses. So, as far as road course racing goes, and we're kind of jumping the gun a little bit as far as this goes, but Shane is going to be a problem no matter what, and I don't think anybody that's currently in the Cup Series will be able to compete with him regularly. It's.
Well, what happened with COTA?
What I think
That's what
is
I'm holding out hope for.
What I'm thinking happened is it's kind of the exception that makes the rule type deal, because you can't expect him to win all of them. There's 6, 7?
6.
And, just statistically, you're not going to win all of them. Additionally, he's racing for a new team. It's his, third start in the Cup Series, in his rookie season. Granted, he had a couple of starts year prior, but his first full-time season, his rookie season, he's in the Cup Series full-time. He's got things to lose now. He's got to worry about points. He's got to worry about not pissing people off. He's got to worry about this, that, and the third that he didn't have to worry about prior. And he's got a new team that he's not really worked with a ton, that he's, trying to integrate himself into. So I think if they race that race tomorrow, he wins it. I think at Watkins Glen, he'll be the favorite by a mile. And I think at the Roval, he'll be the favorite by a mile. But we'll get into that a little bit more in the next segment. As far as Sonoma goes, yeah, he put an ass whooping on the field. And, first stage, drove off to like a fucking 15-second lead, was just gone.
It wasn't that much.
It felt like.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was like 7, 8 seconds.
He was gone. And the second stage was a lot closer for the first two-thirds of it. And the only reason that it was is because Shane wanted it to be. And once they started getting down to the end of the stage, he drove off. And he drove off so far from everybody that he flipped the stage, pitted with 3 to go, came out, and still won the fucking stage.
What I will say about that is a lot of top guys pitted with did not I don't.
He still won the fucking. He pitted and still won the stage.
That's fair,
though.
but Kyle Larson was I think 17th before pit stops. Usually, you have a couple guys in the top 10 that'll take the stage point or take the win.
Sure.
If you had one or two of those guys, like Blaney did in stage 1, was it Blaney? Was it Blaney? Yeah.
I don't think he won the stage, though.
No, he didn't. I'm thinking of last week, maybe. Whoever it was who won stage 1. Did Shane win? No, he didn't win stage 1. Who won stage 1? Whatever. What I'm trying to say is the top 10, usually one or two guys just get some stage points. That's why you never had the leader come out and win, because they'll still finish around the top 10 or close to it, but nobody from 1st to 15th or 16th stayed out and wanted to win that stage. So it is, yes, he did win the stage after pitting. That is very impressive. I'm not taking much away from that. But you also have to think that nobody in the top 10 stayed out, or else he wouldn't have had any chance in the world to win that stage. That's a little That's a little inflating.
Sure.
Still impressive, but it's not as impressive as if he had like 8th place stay out and he came back and passed him. It's not like that.
That's fair. But, it still happened, and he was still dominant, and he dominated the first stage. The only reason he didn't win the stage is because he pitted. Won the second stage, obviously, like you said, based a little bit on who pitted and who didn't, and where they pitted from. And then third stage, dominated. The only time anybody was ever close to him was on restarts, and that's because they have to be. If this race, similar to Chicago, after Michael McDowell got out of there, and similar to Mexico City, if this was a green flag to checkered flag race, no stage breaks, Shane's lapping a bunch of people. He probably going to lap, up to the 15th, top 10. And that is not fun to watch. And say what you want to, I'm not a huge fan of road course racing to begin with, but when you have a race like that where it's...
Well, apparently ovals take no skill. That's what I've been hearing a lot.
Yeah, that's what I see too.
Okay.
Yeah, people are dumb, but, no, I won't get into that conversation quite yet, but,
It's coming.
Shane put an ass whooping on him. Sometimes ass whoopings are fun to watch. Sometimes they're not. I thought Mexico City was fine, but Sonoma was not. And I made the TikTok review the other night, and I was a little inebriated. Not gonna lie to you, but I do remember saying in there that.
Hold on. Let's do the face. Your face back I was dying laughing. You did the. I don't know about road course or something. I was like, I about died laughing.
I was
that look.
I was not happy. Obviously, I recorded it right after the race, and Chris had just gone from
Like you got
4th
done
to
from
54th in 2 laps.
Like you got done from playing golf or something.
But
Carolina polo and your Carolina white hat or whatever you're wearing.
But you know, it was a really, really difficult race to watch from my perspective because there wasn't a ton going on the racetrack. Now, granted, you had some, you know, battles here and there. You had a little bump and run, you know, between Ty Gibbs and Chris Buescher at one point. You had a little bump and run between the 48 and the 10 at the end of the race. You had the Chris and the 12 incident. There was some things that happened.
Yeah, you want to talk about some friendly fire.
But, yeah. But, you know, it was a tough watch to me. And, you know, like I said, road courses just don't do it for me most of the time. But Sonoma usually does. Sonoma is historically my favorite road course. And usually it puts on a pretty decent show, even when road course racing's not been that good. I think it's been the better of, you know, the few road course races we've had. But, yeah, I don't know if it's just because we've had a long stretch of, you know, 3 out of the last 5 races have been road courses, and I'm just tired of it. But
they need to work on that for next year because it is road course overload.
God, it was just, I wasn't really excited going into the race. Watching the race was rough. And then after the race, I was just pissed, like, because of the way it ended. And at least for my guy, you know, Chris, you know, specifically. But, you know, it was just, I hated it. I hated the race. I hated it all. And I like Shane, and like I'm just kind of tired of watching him win, which is not good for a guy that you like. And, you know, I would love it if he went out and won at Dover this weekend. I'd be ecstatic. I'd be super happy.
I mean, I kind of would, but then I'd be like, Jesus, we have untapped a caged animal.
But, you know, as far as the road course stuff goes, it's just I felt like I was watching a, you know, 2007, you know, Jimmy Johnson era ass whooping. Like
Dover.
You know who's going to win the race before you even turn the motherfucker on.
Yeah.
And then
you had those certain tracks back in the day that you like, especially if the guys that dominate qualified well. You're like, oh yeah, it's going to be a long one. It's going to take a miracle for Jimmy Johnson not to win this race, or Kyle Busch, or you know, whoever.
So, you know, it was just a rough one, and I hated every minute of it. And 0 out of 10. I'm big.
0?
It was bad.
Okay, yeah, you.
It's obviously I'm being a little biased. It's probably better than that, but fuck this race. I'm glad we're going to an oval. I would be happy if
you're not a real racing fan.
I would be happy if they were racing at, you know, in the parking lot if it was an oval this week, because I'm tired of seeing them turn right.
Yeah. My assessment real quick. I didn't love it, but I thought it was a decent race. Tires mattered. You had a lot of movement throughout the field. Now, not for the lead, but the, you know, 3rd, 4th through the rest of the field. You had some battles. You had some good moments throughout the field. Tires mattered. The crew chiefs kind of were kind of scratching their heads trying to figure out, you know, when to pit, because you didn't want to pick too early and have your tires wear out towards the end of a run and all that stuff. So it was a decent race, especially for Sonoma standards. I thought it wasn't too bad. And the road course fatigue got to me a little bit, I'm not going to lie. But it wasn't as bad as I was thinking it was going to be. And for a second year of this track on a repave, Chase Elliott said it after the race. He said, "This is the strangest repave that I've ever seen, just based off, you know, how the track races and how the tires wear and all that stuff. It just has all these teams kind of scratching their head." Now Shane is just putting ass whooping on the field, so he could handle whatever. Even then, he was struggling with the back tires a little bit. He was still better than everybody else, but he was still struggling a little bit with grip, which is good. But he's just so good that it didn't matter. But so I thought this race was pretty good. I mean, it was pretty good. It's a little bit above average in my opinion. I'd give it a 5.5 out of 10. Shane dominating obviously didn't help the score. But you had the guy that deserved to win the race at the end. When you had some cautions late in the race, it could have turned it sideways, and maybe if you turned it sideways, it could have made it, I guess, a better race, all things considered. But then you would have had the guy that deserved to win the race not win the race if he gets dumped or whatever, or he, gets a commitment wine or restart violation or whatever happens. He's dumped into 12 last corner. That'd be entertaining, but I don't think it'd be good racing etiquette at the end of these races. And we've complained on here for years about a lot of overtime restarts and how it just gets messy towards the end of the races and comes into a mess. We didn't have that on Sunday, so that's I guess good in that sense. But I'm glad to be done with road courses for a month. We'll be at Watkins Glen here in a few weeks, which is my favorite road course. So and put on a great race last year, great finish. But we'll see how it goes there. But I'm ready for getting some ovals, back to some stock car oval racing because I'm a little fatigued out as well on road courses. But overall, I thought it was a pretty decent Sonoma race, all things considered. Tires did matter. You had passing. You had some good battles. In-season tournament got a little wild, if you were keeping up with that. So, and you had some wrecks towards the end of the race, which came, made it interesting, made you kind of think, okay, can Shane get beat here? Can Chase Briscoe get a good restart? Can Chris Buescher get a great restart? No. Can Chase Elliott come up through the field on new tires? You had some interesting things throughout the end of this race. It kind of led up to a whole bunch of nothing. But overall, it was a solid race. I give it a 5.5 out of 10, 6. I think you're kind of underestimating how this race went, but I get it because road course fatigue. I'm right there with you.
Is he the GOAT, Matt?
No.
All right, you're wrong. Next.
I'm right.
No, he is.
No, he's not.
Okay. You literally just got done saying that it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
For NASCAR that they can't beat him.
Yeah.
And that
one race. The other two races, I get it. It's one race. Let's calm down. It was embarrassing.
It's not one. It's 3.
I said the one race that is embarrassing. Chicago and Mexico City was not embarrassing.
Is it Mexico City winning by fucking 45 seconds?
Again, that's the first time most of those guys have been at that
first time he'd ever been there.
Yes, but that's what he does.
Oh, so you mean
if Marcus Ambrose or Juan Pablo Montoya, if we went to a new road course track
let me ask you
back in the day, I think they win that race as long as they don't get taken out or they just have a shitty, terrible setup.
Let me ask you this question. Let's say that we start. Let's say we start a basketball league, right?
Yeah.
And in this basketball league, you got a bunch of guys like me and you.
Some really good guys like me and some really bad guys like you.
A bunch of guys like me and you, not basketball players.
Oh, right? I'm a basketball player.
Yeah, okay. And then we go find this guy named, I don't know, LeBron James, right? And he comes over and obviously he's going to fucking dominate this basketball league. Is it embarrassing that he kicks our ass? No, because that's what he does. However, he's still the fucking best player in the league. Right? Just because it's not embarrassing that he kicked our ass doesn't mean he's not the best at doing what he's doing.
Right now, yes, but he's not the best all time.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
And the reason he is
I give reason why he's not.
All right, well, you're going to say, well, Jeff Gordon only raced twice a year at these road courses, and he's still got 47 of these motherfuckers.
That's part of it.
The reason that it's not true is because you could put Jeff Gordon in his prime in that car right now, today. If you put 1998 Jeff Gordon in the number 88 Trackhouse Chevrolet and put him at Sonoma, he probably doesn't win that race. You could put him in the number 88 Trackhouse Chevrolet at Mexico City, and he probably doesn't win the race. And you could put him in the 88 Trackhouse Chevrolet at the Chicago Street Course, and he probably doesn't win that race. He's probably going to win one of them. Maybe. He might sneak one out. But guess what? That 88 car is probably the 30th best car in the field. Probably.
You've lost your mind.
Probably. It's
not the best, but it's
definitely not top 20.
Yes, it is. It's Trackhouse.
How many wins?
Where's Ross Chastain in points right now? 7th.
Where would he be if he didn't win?
7th.
Bullshit.
He's 7th in points.
There's no way he's 7 on points. And if he is,
7 on points.
If he's 7th on points, congratulations. The 88 car is still the 3rd best Trackhouse car.
What does I say about Daniel Suarez?
Daniel Suarez is a better oval racer than Shane Van Gisbergen, correct? They finish about the same.
Yeah. All right,
Daniel Suarez is not a bad road course racer.
He's not.
He's not doing
Won at that
well.
track 3 years ago.
Not doing very well in the Cup Series as far as road course stuff goes. Sure.
But Ross is. He's finished top 10 the past 2 races.
Yeah, Ross is a better race car driver than Daniel. Sure.
Yes, but same equipment. And we don't consider Ross a road course king.
Is Ross Chastain winning by 15 seconds at any road course?
Is anybody other than Shane?
My point. He's doing it. He's doing it in a average to bad car.
It's fair.
I would say it's a bad car.
He's not got the best car. He's the best right now at these tracks. No question about it.
And if you picked anybody up from any time in NASCAR history and plopped him in that car, they would not be doing what he's doing.
That's fair. Devil's advocate here.
And sure, you could pick him up and put him in Jeff Gordon's car from 1994, 1998,
he ain't winning that race.
2005.
Nope, he's not winning those races.
He got a better chance
That's my point.
Than the other way.
He's done it in a Gen 7 car, which is built for road courses.
Sure.
Put him in a Gen 4 car back in the day at Watkins Glen. He finishes 15th.
Would you agree that the Xfinity series is somewhat comparable?
Yes, and he lost to fucking an 18-year-old. Who's a hell of a talent.
Who's been doing it, he's also primarily a road course racer.
Still lost to him.
A primarily road course racer. And the only reason he lost to him is because he was being nice.
Did he win every Xfinity road course last year?
No, he sure didn't.
Sure didn't. That's my point. This car is this is the easiest Cup car to drive at a road course. Shane is the way he brakes, I don't think works all that well in a Gen 4, Gen 5, or Gen 6 car.
It would work fine.
Maybe. You get a lot more wheel hopping, though, if you fuck up. Shane drives the shit out of the corner.
That's what would make him so good is he uses the clutch, which stops that from happening. The other guys don't.
In this car.
In all cars.
When do we ever really see wheel hopping in this Gen 7 car?
You don't.
You don't.
But his technique... The reason
technique.
The reason people do the heel to toe is to match the RPM from the motor to the transmission, so that the wheels, when they get the power, it's given to the wheels at a consistent rate, to which the wheels don't get unbalanced with the rear end and start fucking jiving up and down and bouncing. The clutch matches the speeds. So that doesn't happen. So his technique would mitigate wheel hopping in any car.
Yeah, instead of the Gen 7, though, just while he's doing all that, the Gen 4's
sure
way more uncomfortable.
You're not going to argue. You're not going to get any arguments from me that the Gen 7 is easier to drive. Obviously, it's easier to drive at road courses. There's no question.
And that's why I said he's not the GOAT. Now, if he goes out there and wins like 4 or 5 more,
Jeff Gordon,
maybe so. But the stats and the car does not add up to him being the GOAT yet. I'm not saying he can't be.
The problem with your argument is there was 4 guys that showed up on Sundays 20 years ago that could win a road course race.
That's fair.
There was 4.
That's
you had
fair.
Jeff Gordon. You had Mark Martin. You had Tony Stewart.
Ricky Rudd.
You had Ricky Rudd, which at that, into the early 2000s, he was not in good equipment anymore. You had Kyle Busch
Robbie Gordon.
there for a little while. Robbie Gordon, did he ever actually win anything?
Oh, yeah. He won a bunch of... Not a bunch. He won
2?
like 4 road course races, I think.
All right, we'll throw Robbie in there. But any given race, you showed up to the racetrack prior to 2012, 2015,
to be fair,
there was 5 guys at most that that had a shot at winning the race.
Fair. but we only had 2 back in the day. So I think this argument cancels out because I don't think the guys like a Matt Kenseth, like Jimmy Johnson, those guys, okay, we get through the road course races. It doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. We only got 2. There's none in the chase. There's none in the playoffs. Whatever. I don't think those guys really, I mean, they cared, but they didn't really care all that much. Nowadays, you have to care. I
Sure.
think,
And they
you're
do.
disrespecting.
They all care.
You're disrespecting the guys back in that day, saying they didn't have if they would have put the effort in, they didn't have the ability to compete with a Jeff Gordon, to compete with
They
a
might
Tony
have.
Stewart. I think they did,
But
they just didn't.
They didn't prove it. They never showed it to
There was
me.
no reason to because you only had 2.
But they didn't.
Yes, they did.
I can only judge you on what you've done.
That's fair. But
And none of them did shit.
Carl Edwards, he beat Jeff Gordon head-to-head in a road course race.
Kurt
Busch won a couple. Kurt Busch is a pretty good road course racer.
Obviously, there's
Clint Boyer.
Obviously, there's outliers. I'm not saying that there aren't outliers. But you show up at a road course tomorrow, there's 20 guys I can name off that if they won the race, you would not be surprised.
Yeah.
And then there's another 20 that could win the race based on bullshit.
But if we still had just 2 road courses a year, I think that 20 would only be down to like 10 because you wouldn't be able to see them do it.
Sure.
Tyler Reddick was not a road course guy until he had 6 of them on the schedule.
Fair.
Fucking, who was it? Larson. He was not a road course
Christopher
guy
Bell.
until we had 6 of these motherfuckers.
Ross Chastain. There's a bunch of guys out there
Daniel Suarez.
that aren't road course guys that have figured out how to do it.
Yeah.
But guess what?
Chris Buescher. I never thought him as a road course guy.
He won some ARCA races in the road course. And I think he won some Xfinity stuff.
What
on
he
road
do
courses
before
too.
2022 in road courses?
Let me tell you this. You know who is a road course guy?
Who?
Shane Van Gisbergen.
He is.
And you know who's probably the best of all time at road course racing when it comes to NASCAR?
Jeff Gordon.
Shane Van Gisbergen.
Jeff Gordon and Tony Stewart still to me.
I disagree.
Different generations of car.
Sure.
More wins.
We're essentially
less
arguing.
starts.
We're essentially arguing the LeBron versus Jordan argument.
And you're on the LeBron side.
You're never going. and to be honest with
Oh, don't give me that shit. Kobe's the greatest of all
you,
time.
he's not even the best shooting guard in Lakers history.
Okay. Yeah, Lonzo Ball. He's the best.
I was gonna go with Kyle Kuzma.
I thought you were going to go with the white guy.
Shannon Brown.
That's right. No,
Jordan Farmar.
Jordan Farmar. Man.
That dude was very good. Steve Blake.
That's the greatest Lakers team of all time.
But anyways, we'll never know. Obviously, this is not a winnable argument. But
you have your points. I have my points.
the reasons I've laid out for you, and the reasons that lead me to believe that Shane is the best to ever do it, is because this is 100% what he does. I think if you put prime Jeff Gordon and prime Shane Van Gisbergen, they race 100 times on a road course, 50 of them in the next-gen car, 50 of them in a 2005, NASCAR Gen 4 car, I think Shane Van Gisbergen wins more than he loses. Mm-hmm. And I think that it's because he is more talented. He has a better understanding. He has a better skill set when it comes to racing road courses. Now, that's not to discredit that Jeff Gordon is probably the second greatest NASCAR road course racer of all time. Obviously, he was very good at it, but he's not as good at it as Shane Van Gisbergen is. It's his thing.
I'm saying you said something about I was saying you're discrediting the guys that when we only race twice a year. I can only see what I saw. You can't prove that.
You're right. I can't. But what I can prove is that he's winning races by 15, 16 seconds, and the only reason and the reason that he's not winning them by more is because NASCAR artificially brings the field back together. You've got everything stacked against him on these restarts, and he whoops their ass on them every time.
If you go green to checkered, he fucking breaks with 20 to go because he overdrives his car.
I doubt it.
You never know.
I hadn't seen it.
We've never had that because we got stage cars.
I haven't seen. Now I could be wrong. If it's happened, it's happened. In these 3 races that he's won, I have not seen a single mistake out of Shane Van Gisbergen on the racetrack. Not one.
He made a mistake on Sunday at Sonoma where he about hit the fucking wall coming out of 4. He's like, "Oh, I'm an idiot," before he pitted. He fucked up.
I must have been playing Sudoku.
Probably. That's why you hated the race. You didn't pay attention to it. But real quick for me, I will say that I think
Riley's right.
No, you're not. I hate when I lose my train of thought. Fuck.
Choo-choo.
Because I had a great thing I was about to say. If the stats don't add up yet, and we've seen Shane lose before, saw him all this year at COTA, saw him lose last year at Watkins Glen to Chris Buescher. See him lose Chicago last year. To be fair, he got wrecked.
So the stats are that all that matters.
Not the only thing that matters. I'm not saying that, but we can't call somebody the GOAT yet when he's only got 4 wins. Now it's a very low amount of starts.
Who's the greatest quarterback of all time?
Tom Brady. He is. I hated him for years, but he's the GOAT. It's not Peyton Manning.
No, it isn't.
It's not John. It's not John Elway. It's not any Bronco quarterbers. It's not Bo Nix. It's not.
Let me define.
Not fucking.
Paxton
Lynch.
I think part of our differences.
I wish I could remember what I was about to say. I can't remember.
I'm trying to get into something else, so it'll come back to you. I think part of our differences is I think we have a different. I think we have a different understanding of what the word GOAT means. I think we have a different theory about greatest of all time. You're saying that he doesn't have the accolades to be considered the greatest of all time. I don't think accolades are the end-all, be-all as far as whether or not you're the GOAT.
So why did Rose considered the GOAT in basketball?
Well, because he won a bullshit MVP and has never won anything.
He got hurt, and he was amazing for those 4 years before he got hurt.
He looked
like the best player in the league until he got hurt.
He wasn't even the best player in the league the year he won the MVP. LeBron should have won the MVP that year.
Yeah, on a super team.
But what I'm telling you is he's still playing for the Cavs.
No, he wasn't. He was playing on the Heat.
It's his first year on the Heat. But
Dirk, meh.
What I'm saying is when you look at statistics, is Tom Brady the greatest quarterback of all time? Probably. Who do I think the greatest quarterback of all time is, though? It's probably fucking Patrick Mahomes. And the reason is, and I fucking hate Patrick. I'm a Broncos fan. I fucking hate Patrick Mahomes.
He sounded like him, too.
He has some...
Hey, man, we're going right deuce, cover.
I have a fucking
4.
deviated septum. Shut up. He's got some statistics, right? He's got a couple Super Bowls. He's been to a couple more.
Yeah.
He doesn't have as many. He doesn't have 6.
No.
He doesn't have all the MVPs that Tom does, but he's got enough. He's got enough statistics that you can
have 3.
That you can look at his overall ability to play the game. And I don't think there's any question that we say. I don't think there's any question. Patrick Mahomes is a more talented football player than Tom Brady. I think that's an obvious statement.
I'll agree with you on that. Yes.
I think you can look at
Josh Allen's more talented than Tom Brady. Lamar Jackson.
I think Aaron Rodgers. I think there's a lot of guys that were more talented than Tom Brady.
Joe Burrow and Tom are pretty close, but
I think Shane Van Gisbergen is Patrick Mahomes is Aaron Rodgers. He might be the most talented road course racer in the world. He might be. Is he going to end up with as many road course wins as Jeff Gordon?
yes.
Yeah.
Or probably.
Probably.
Because we have more races. And
but if he fucking, gets his left arm chopped off tomorrow and never wins another one, I still think he's the greatest road course racer of all time, regardless of his wins or his statistics because I see it with my own eyes
But that's not-
that he's a better road course racer than Jeff Gordon.
Well, that's my Derrick Rose argument. He said I got hurt and he never was the same.
I won't say Derrick Rose because I disagree with you on that one. What I will say is the most talented basketball player I've ever seen with my own two eyes is Tracy McGrady.
He got hurt.
He got hurt. He's got 0 accolades. Is he the GOAT? No.
Yeah.
Because he has 0 statistics.
To be the
back
GOAT, though,
it up.
you have to have some accolades.
And he does.
He does, but he doesn't have enough yet.
And he will. Projecting.
Probably, but not yet. He's not there yet. He's the only Mount Rushmore, for sure. Is he fourth?
If you had to
third?
win, if you had to win one road course race, I'm picking Shane Van Gisbergen.
In what car?
In any car. You
Nah.
could get my fucking jalopy. You could get my fucking Jeep out of the garage.
Nope.
I'm picking Shane. I want Iguodala.
I'm probably picking either Tony or
That
Jeff.
was funny. You should have laughed at that.
I'm sorry, I was in my trying to figure
Want
out.
Iguodala.
Yeah, that was fun. Ha ha ha. You didn't say the, but my income. So fuck you. I wish I could remember what I was going to say on that, but yeah,
You're going to say I was right.
No, I was not. I can't. I don't know why I can't remember it.
And Jeff Gordon's a bitch, so I can't say anything about him being good.
How many road course wins does he have? 9. How many does Shane have? 4. Still early, but maybe Shane doesn't get there. Maybe Chris Buescher beats the shit out of him at Watkins Glen.
Let's hope.
In the
Let's
Roval.
fucking hope.
Fucking goes on a tear. And that's what I was about to say. Here we go. At Trackhouse, you say they got shitty equipment. Pretty much what you said. Next gen era. Does Ross Chastain have a road course win?
Yes.
Yeah, sure do. Does Daniel
He
Suarez
should
have a
have
road
won
course
that
win?
race. He should have won that race.
Does he have a road course
and
win?
he also should not have won that race.
Does he have a road course win?
Yes.
Do they both have road course wins?
Sure.
All right, then. Has Ross came very close to winning other road course races
Yes.
before Shane got in the Cup Series? That's interesting.
How many
So I
has he
think
come
you're
close-
underestimating the equipment of Trackhouse racing at road courses.
Is the equipment-
Because Justin
is-
Marks, hold on, Justin Marks, what was he known for when he was a racer?
Not being very good.
He was a road course ace. He won an Xfinity race in Mid-Ohio. I think it was Mid-Ohio.
An ace. He won a road course race that
But he
none of the Cup Series
dominated.
drivers that were
But
in.
he ran consistently top 5,
Danica
top
Patrick
10.
almost won a Cup Series or an
You go
Xfinity,
win.
Xfinity Series race back
That's
then.
fair, but Justin Marks knows how
Sure.
road courses work. That is his bread and butter
All right.
as a driver.
And this was the point that you had lost,
yes.
that you were trying to bring back.
Other Trackhouse drivers have won races
Yeah.
in this Gen 7
Yeah.
car in that equipment.
Is Brad Keselowski a good road course racer?
He's not as bad as everybody says he is.
He was this close to winning a couple back in the day.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Didn't win them. He's not a good road course
He
racer.
wasn't
in my
good at
opinion.
Watkins Glen back in the day, but he was very good at
Is it true?
Opposite. He was very good at Watkins Glen. He was not good
Yeah.
at Sonoma back in the day.
Is it true that Jeff Gordon was in the best equipment his whole career?
No, I wouldn't say it's
Give or take a year or two. There were a couple years
top tier, sure.
There's a year or two where Hendrick was not on.
Well, it's just different.
top of his
Again,
game.
I go back to the 5 cars not have the best car every week.
Is it?
'Cause
Not
other
every week.
teams, you discredit other teams of
By
how they
and
set
large-
cars up and what people
by
know.
and large-
There's strength and weaknesses in every team.
Sure. But on average, Hendrick equipment has and will always be the best equipment money could buy, by and large.
So does Joe Gibbs Racing.
Sure.
I could argue so does Penske.
Sure. And they're all better than Trackhouse. All of them. Every single car Hendrick brings to the track is better than every single car Trackhouse does every week. Every week.
I think it's a lot closer than you think.
It is closer
Certain
than it used to
tracks.
be. It's closer than it used
Mile
to
and
be.
a half, no doubt.
It's closer than it used to be. But
Short
that,
tracks, no doubt.
and that
but road
proves-
courses, I think, is really fucking
and
close.
that proves my point even more. Jeff Gordon was in the best car in the field
Here we go again. That's so objective.
every week. He was at the
No, he wasn't. It wasn't just about the car. It's
Yes.
about him as a driver, too.
Yes, it is about the car. He's a very good road course racer. I'm not saying he's a very good race car driver in general. I'm not arguing that fact. But when you put the best driver in the best equipment, you expect them to win. You expect Kyle Larson to go out there and win because he's the best driver in the best equipment.
Are you sure?
You expect Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson and Kyle Busch and all these guys when they're racing for the big teams to go out and win races.
Okay.
Because they're the best drivers in the best equipment.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, it's fair. What about Jeff Gordon's teammates back in the day when he was winning all his road course races? Were they anywhere near the front?
First off, he didn't have very many teammates at the beginning of his career, right? When he came into Hendrick, there was two.
Terry Labonte, Ricky Craven, fucking Joe Nemechek.
I forget. Ricky Craven won his first race in fucking 2003. He'd been racing since 1907. His first race was on horseback.
He was still in the best equipment in the field.
And didn't win shit. Sure, didn't win shit, and he wasn't in the best equipment.
Jimmy Johnson, a lot of people consider the GOAT. They were in that same equipment. How many road course races did Jimmy Johnson win his whole career? Oh, that's right. Fucking one. And the only reason why he won that race because fucking Marcus Ambrose fucking turned a car off up a hill and he lost fucking power.
I'm not arguing the fact that
Mark Martin, great road course racer. What the fuck did he ever do at Hendrick in a fucking road course?
Yes.
Dale Jr., what the fuck did he ever do on a road course?
He went on ovals with Hendrick.
Yes, he did.
Two. Not counting Talladega or Daytona. But
Hendrick wasn't a good powerhouse team on road courses until Jeff Gordon got there.
They had only been a team for 3 years when Jeff Gordon got there.
They were in the 80s. They were in there with Jeff Bodine there in the 80s.
Yeah, Jeff Bodine just...
Were they a powerhouse back in?
No!
All right then, jackass.
Again, Jeff Gordon, very good.
Jeff Gordon made Hendrick what they are today, is what I'm trying to say.
No arguments. No arguments.
But I'm arguing Jeff Gordon's teammates couldn't even win in that same equipment that you claim is the best in the field because they are not as good of a road course driver as Jeff Gordon was. That's my point. You're trying to say Jeff Gordon.
Sure, I'm not arguing that fact.
Well, it kind of bites you back in your argument.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No, not if you listen to the words that are coming out of my face hole.
Man, nobody understands the word to come out of your face, man.
Listen. Jeff Gordon, obviously a very good road course racer. Obviously, I'm telling you, I agree with you. However, he was in the best car money could buy, and it was not close. There was 5 cars that showed up to those racetracks every week when Jeff Gordon was dominating that were competitive every week. There was a Roush car that was competitive. There was a Penske car that was competitive. Maybe Junior Johnson had a car that was okay. Maybe, whoever else was bringing
shit. Didn't Dale Sr. win a road course race or two?
Probably at fucking Riverside. But there was a couple cars.
I'm not arguing that the competition level back then is what it was now. I'm not arguing that.
Especially not on road courses. But when it comes to the equipment, Jeff Gordon's equipment was
maybe
the best money could buy.
I don't think it started out like that, though.
Maybe
it worked
not.
Its way up because
Maybe
of how
not.
successful he was.
Maybe not.
And how good of a road course driver he was.
But it was at the end, and it was in the middle, and it was...
That's fair, and he didn't win hardly any road course races towards the end of his career. That's fair. But I think the field overall had gotten better.
Brother.
And that's fair. What? That helps your argument out.
But what I need you to understand is Shane Van Gisbergen is nowhere near in the best equipment. It's not even close.
I disagree.
I think Chris Buescher would run 15th in that car every week at road courses. I don't think Kyle Larson could win ovals in that car.
I think you're underestimating Trackhouse.
You might think that. But I think it's true. Because a guy with way more experience than him on ovals and a guy that is a pretty decent road course racer in Daniel Suarez is not.
Well, I think that's a lot mental right
Sure,
now.
maybe. But it's not good equipment. It's not Hendrick equipment. It's not Roush equipment. It's not Penske equipment.
I think it's right on par with Roush.
No.
Yes.
No.
I think it is.
It isn't.
Okay.
It just isn't.
Okay. Yeah, like they're fucking Rick Ware Racing, and they're not.
They're closer to Rick Ware than they are Hendrick.
Nope. Absolutely not. How did Ross Chastain win the Coke 600? Just off raw talent? In a backup car?
You forget.
You're underestimating Trackhouse.
You forget that last year there was a guy that jumped in a Rick Ware car and ran top 10 on speed at Darlington.
One fucking race.
Yeah, the Coke 600, one freaking race.
Ross finished second at Texas. Almost won the race.
Again, there's a lot of attrition in that race.
Oh my God!
They don't run there.
It's always
he doesn't run top 5.
Always an excuse. Anyways, well, I'm never gonna sway you.
No, because I'm right.
You're wrong.
Bullshit.
Again. You're wrong yet again. It's a damn shame.
All right. 2311 and Front Row Motorsports are set to lose their charters. And we're debating whether or not NASCAR will sell those charters. First off, it's not technically set in stone that they're going to lose the charters. They have filed another injunction.
Yeah, NASCAR doesn't have to take their charters.
Well, and they've also filed another injunction to,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Keep this wound up in the courts for a little bit. I'm pretty sure the answer on that will be heard on Wednesday when the this podcast will post. But
yeah, so we'll be, the thing already happened. Y'all are fucking dumb.
So,
Like, we're recording this on Tuesday night. Calm your tits.
yeah. So we'll presume that the injunction doesn't go through and that NASCAR has the ability to revoke those charters. And
Will they revoke them? First off,
Yes.
I think they will too.
Will they sell them?
No.
I agree.
It's too, like, I if they do, you are having a lot of motherfucking confidence you're going to win this lawsuit case in December. Because if you don't, you are opening up a can of worms. With NASCAR losing a lot of money if they lose in December.
Yeah. And I think this what more than likely is going to happen is that NASCAR does revoke the charters, and
Which, if 2311 in Front Row real quick, if they do win in December, then NASCAR already has to pay them back in damages for them
more than
losing
likely
their charters when they take them, probably here in the next 48 hours. Or whenever they hear it again. I don't know. In the next week or two, probably.
Yeah.
That they're paying damages for them losing their charters in because they won the lawsuit and they want all that money from the purse money, not being a charter member and all that stuff.
Yeah. So that's what I think is going to happen. Is I think NASCAR loses the lawsuit in the long run, and I think that they know that that's a pretty good possibility of happening. So I don't think they're going to shoot themselves in the foot by selling these charters and having to either create charters to give them back to 2311 or to pay 2311 out for the value of the charters that they took from them, which would be a lot of money. That's 3 charters for 2311. Let's just say they go for $50 million. 3 times 5 is 15. It's $150 million to 2311. Then you've got the FRM charters, which I think they've got 3.
Yeah.
So there's another $150 million. That's $300 million worth of charters NASCAR would have to essentially pay for if and this is just my perspective on what I think would happen. I'm not 100. There might be some legal vernacular in there that I'm not aware of.
We'll put
I'm
in
not a lawyer.
Eric Estep's words. I'm no legal expert by any means of the imagination.
But I am
that shit all the time.
I am an expert in NASCAR.
No, you're not. You
I
don't know
do.
shit about
I do
NASCAR.
know a little bit about law, but it seems what's more than likely going to happen is NASCAR is going to revoke them, and 2311 is going to be out some money for the next, 16 weeks or whatever the hell.
Michael
left.
Jordan's got more money than God.
And I think at the end of the day, in a year from now, 23XI is going to have 3 charters, and I think that Front Row Motorsports is going to have 3 charters, and we're going to forget that this was even a part of the whole conversation. We're going to be more worried about what the end of the lawsuit actually does to change the direction of the sport. I think that this is important now because it's what's going on in the lawsuit, but in the grand scheme of things, I don't think there's going to be a huge deal other than money. That's it. So I don't think Roush is going to buy one of these charters once they're revoked. I don't think Trackhouse or any of the other teams that are looking at getting more charters. I don't think that they're going to be able to purchase these charters. I think they're going to be kind of just held in limbo, and that could be something that the courts say. Hey, NASCAR, these are your charters. You can't do anything with them until the full lawsuit's done. Once the lawsuit's settled, you're good to do with them what you wish. But until then, these charters will be in limbo, and I think that's essentially what the courts should say. I don't know if the courts can, based on the whatever legal precedents out there in these situations. But if it's possible, if I'm the judge, that's what I would try to get to happen. Is like, hey, NASCAR, you want to revoke these? You don't want to pay them right now based on their charter agreement? That's fine. They're your charters. However, if we find you guys to be in violation of something, you guys lose this, you have to give these charters back. Now, if you guys win, they're yours to do with whatever you want. They didn't sign the agreement. You guys are in the clear. You're good. Do with them what you wish. But until we decide what happens with this agreement, this charter agreement situation, these charters need to be held in limbo. And I think that's something that the court probably can do, unless there's some kind of legal precedent that I'm not aware of. But I think that's what's going to happen. I think that these charters are going to be kind of just held in limbo until the full lawsuit gets settled.
Yeah, the other thing that a lot of people are not talking about is, we saw Rams coming back to the Truck Series next year. I think NASCAR wants to get more charters anyway. They got 36 right now. I think their goal is to get to 40. But until we had Dodge, which I think they'll come back to the Xfinity and the Cup Series here soon, there's no real reason to do that. With Ram coming back next year in the trucks and Dodge probably behind them, I think it's going to have NASCAR make 4 more charters anyway. So I think this is kind of, unless NASCAR does sell them, but again, who are they going to sell them to? You got RFK, the problem with the Rick Ware and the Legacy Motor Club. That's the only reason I can see NASCAR selling them while this is going on, to try to, if RFK wants to get a third charter by themselves, not lease it from Rick Ware, because Rick Ware done sold their team to Phil, whatever his name is, Pusher or whatever his name is, and Legacy wants a third charter. They trying to get it from Rick Ware. I could maybe see them selling 2 out of the 6, but I don't think they don't have no buyers other than 2 out of the 6. So what's the point of selling them?
That we know of.
There could be something under that we don't know about right now. And, obviously Hendrick, Gibbs filled up. Penske's filled up. Trackhouse is filled up.
NASCAR wants to field a team.
Yeah, I mean they do, but that's if NASCAR owns it. I mean, that's a whole.
I don't think they should.
That's a whole mess in itself. But that's why I don't think they'll sell it, because I don't think they have enough buyers. And if you're not going to sell all 6, why would you sell just a couple? If you still have a lawsuit that needs to be settled in December, why sell any of them? Is my point. So I don't think they will sell them, because it makes no sense. But NASCAR, we've seen them in the past do kind of some stupid stuff. This could come back to bite them. I think there's too much to lose if you're NASCAR, if you want to sell these charters. I'm not saying you shouldn't take them away, because I understand, in a breakup, you want to take everything you can from the opposite side of the breakup. Like, I get that. Like, you want to take the charters away.
And what happens in those situations, right? You know, you and your wife get divorced, whatever. That property is not yours to do with whatever you want until the courts say this is what needs to be done.
Yeah.
The property is held in limbo.
Probate.
And
that's kind of more like for somebody dying.
Yeah,
right?
but, you know, the property, in these civil situations, property is not just yours to do with while there's legal, you know, stuff going on. The courts need to decide first what needs to be done before anything can be done. And I think the courts will say, hey, if 2311 didn't sign this agreement, which they didn't, Front Row Motorsports didn't sign this agreement, sure, they probably shouldn't be racing under the agreement that they didn't sign.
It's like getting a divorce and you and your wife's still trying to live at the house with you.
But
doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
But that also doesn't mean that you can just get rid of it.
Yeah. Can't just sell the house while you're in a divorce.
Because what's the point of them winning the lawsuit if they're not going to be able to reap the benefits of winning the lawsuit?
Yeah.
So the property, the charter needs to be held until the lawsuit is done. And I think that's what will happen.
I agree. R. Titty.
Hit a button.
Boop.
Ripping the topics.
RTT this week in season tournament. Final four is set. We got Ty Dillon, we got John Hunter Nematruck, we got Tyler Reddick, and we got Ty Gibbs. So the ties have been good in this tournament.
They ain't going to be this week.
Well, one of them will be.
Dylan.
Well, Tyler is a tie. One of them will make it to the championship. So I was 3 out of 4 right last week. I said it's going to be chaos. This tournament's been just chaos already. That's why I picked Ty Dillon, I picked John Hunter, and I picked Reddick, and I did pick Zane Smith. I got that one wrong, but Zane Smith had a chance there. And I went back and watched the replay. You know, Chris screwed Ryan, both my guys.
He didn't screw Ryan.
He screwed Ryan.
He fucking made a mistake.
He did. But Ryan Blaney always gets fucked in those situations.
Ryan Blaney's a bitch.
We're going to fist fight.
You're going to lose.
Okay. If you give me to the ground, I'm fucked. But fist fight, and I got you.
And I can get you to the ground.
Okay. But Zane Smith, and I consider Zane Smith like one of my secondary guys, kind of like Shane, kind of like, them two. Zane's the reason why Chris got off track there on that last restart. He overdrove it. Coming out of 3. Put him in the dirt 6 feet deep.
He put him in a wall.
That's why Chris lost all that track position. So again, Chris screwed Ryan, and then Zane screwed Chris there at the end. So friendly fire with my guys is what it is. But yeah, so we got Ty Dillon, John Hunter Trek. I'm drunk. At Dover this weekend. Give me. This one is tough. I'm going to go with John Hunter just because I trust those legacy cars a little bit more than Ty. And Ty can't just drive in there and move John Hunter out the way. But John Hunter could easily wreck here this weekend. So could Ty Dillon, but Ty Dillon's really not the guy to wreck a lot. John Hunter is. So Ty Dillon could kind of get lucky again by John Hunter wrecking, just overdriving the corner, pounding the wall, and breaking a toe link or whatever. Give me John Hunter this weekend. And the other side, Tyler Reddick versus Ty Gibbs. This is an interesting matchup, but give me Tyler Reddick. He's been very consistent here lately. Kind of disappointing at Sonoma. Didn't really have a race-winning car, and still got a solid finish at the end of the day, but didn't really have race-winning speed. But Ty Gibbs going back to an oval, Dover, really not expecting a whole lot from Ty. So I think it's going to be Ty Dillon and Tyler Reddick in the championship at Indy. And Tyler Reddick's going to win this fucking Tyler Reddick's going to win this fucking tournament.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to be boring, but I agree. That's
Or sorry, not Ty Dillon. Sorry,
Tyler Reddick.
Tyler Reddick versus John Hunter. Sorry, I said that completely wrong. I apologize. John Hunter, Nemechek, and
I
and
knew that's what you meant.
Tyler Reddick will
Yeah,
race the championship at Indy, and Tyler's going to blow him out the wall.
I got Nemechek. His legacy car is a little bit better in colleague on the ovals, especially here recently, and you just can't trust Ty Gibbs to get a good finish. So I think Reddick will be really good this weekend. I don't think he's going to win the race by any means, but I think he'll be competitive. And Ty Gibbs, he might finish 30th, he might finish third. I don't know, but I think
Joe Gibbs is very good at Dover.
Sure, but is Ty Gibbs? I don't know.
That's true.
So give me Reddick on the right side, and on the left, it's kind of a pick 'em. But I think John Hunter's in the better equipment. I think they're probably essentially the same type of driver. Just it's going to come down to who gets in trouble. Running 25th. They'll both be back there, I think. But I think John Hunter has a higher upside, and I think he's probably more likely to be in a wreck, but I do think he's going to be running better. So with that being said, I'm just going to bank on him not wrecking and probably get a better finish on that side of the bracket. So John Hunter and Reddick for both of us on that, and
So it's going to be Ty Dillon and Ty Gibbs.
Probably, but if it's not when they get to Indy, I think it's going to be a super obvious choice for Reddick. But we'll see.
Yeah, it's crazy the run that Ty Dillon has had. Last seed in the whole tournament, and he's in the Final Four. It'd be like a 16 seed in the NCAA tournament, making all the way to the Final Four. It's just, I haven't seen that. We've seen 16 seeds go to the Sweet 16, maybe, or maybe around the 32. I don't remember, but it's a hell of a run by Ty, and obviously this in-season challenge has mattered to Ty Dillon. To some of these smaller teams, like I kind of predicted it would, if they can sneak out of Atlanta and have some luck at the road courses. It kind of worked out that way. So, hell of a run by Ty Dillon. This is his season. $1 million for him in that colleague racing team would go a long way. It's like winning the All-Star race. So that's a lot of money for that team. So if they can somehow get it done, it's even for Legacy. I mean, if John Hunter can win it, it's a lot of money for Legacy Motor Club. So interesting to see there. I'm kind of cheering for the underdogs just because 2311. Now 2311 might need it. They lose their charters. $1 million go a little bit a ways to help pay for the rest of the season if Reddick can win it. But I think it's pretty obvious for the who's probably going to win it. It's going to be Reddick, probably more than likely. Xfinity race on Saturday. That was a hell of a battle. And Shane Van Gisbergen, because he's not the GOAT of road course racing in NASCAR, lost to an 18-year-old. Tell me about it.
Well, I mean, that's a bit of a loaded intro. I
like Shane again. I like Shane. But let's get off the dick.
I don't think the Xfinity race was that good either.
I thought it was pretty good. It's better than the Cup race.
I thought it was better than the Cup race.
I think it was like a 7 out of 10. I enjoyed it.
That was like a 5 out of 10. But I will say the end of the race was really fun. Watching Shane try to figure out how to pass Connor without wrecking him, which, in all fairness, is the only reason Shane didn't win that race, because he didn't want to move him again. And yeah, I think Shane probably would have won that race had that been essentially anybody other than a JRM car in front of him. But I don't think he felt like he could race him the way he wanted to, or that he needed to win the race. I think Shane was the better car. I think he was the better driver. But I think Connor, had the track position, and with everything that happened last week between those two at Chicagoland, at Chicago Street Course, and the fact that Shane's not racing for points in that series, he's just there, and that's his teammate. I think Connor was kind of not gifted one, but I don't think he got the full brunt of the Shane Van Gisbergen attack. Should he have needed to? take that position. I think Shane would have and gone on to win the race, but he didn't. Connor won, and Connor did a hell of a job. I mean, I'm not saying he didn't deserve to win the race.
I think Connor had the better car.
I would say on average, yeah, but I think at the end of the race there, I think Shane was a little bit better than him.
Yeah, that's my point, though, with the JRM stuff. JRM is the best team in the Xfinity Series right now. Best equipment.
Sure.
Shane didn't win the race.
And again, you're right, he didn't. However, I think, like I said, if he needed to, if that was a cup race and he was racing for points.
That was Taylor Gray in front of him. You think he wins that race?
Yes.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think it was a great battle. And like you said, next year we're going to have Connor and Shane battling for road course wins next year, more than likely. Yeah, Connor's a hell of a talent, man. He's a great road course racer and went up against, what you say is the GOAT of NASCAR road course racing and beat him. And for an 18-year-old, having Shane breathe down your neck for a lot of the race, really not make a whole lot of mistakes, that's impressive. It reminds me of Chase Elliott at Watkins Glen back in 2019 against Truex. A lot of people consider Truex. That's right when Chase was going on his road course run. And Truex had won a whole bunch of road course races before that. And Truex was breathing down Chase's neck the last run of the race and could not pass him. And it's impressive. And it takes a lot of talent and a lot of mental strength to not make a mistake when you got one of the best road course racers in the world right there behind you. And it's a great finish. Shane tried to pass him on the outside going into 11. That never works. So Shane, he knows that. He probably won't do that move again. And but yeah, he tried to move Connor a few times. Like I said, I think he was a little bit passive-aggressive there. Could have done a little bit more, but like you said, at Chicago last week, which I really didn't think Shane did nothing wrong.
I didn't either.
At Chicago, but
Connor might have. Junior might have.
Yeah, so I just, it was a great finish, great battle between those two guys. The rest of the race was kind of but the finish of the races matter, and it was a great finish. And I was excited to watch them two go at it the last run and put on a great show. Did it clean. Nobody dumped nobody else. And Connor deserved to win the race. Shane did a good job trying to do everything he could to pass him. Just couldn't quite get it done. But overall, it was a very good race. And we get to see round 3 in Watkins Glen in about a month. So we'll see who can. Right now it's tied 1-1, and we'll see who can come out on top. Connor won that race last year at Watkins Glen. So we'll see if Shane can get him back. Not really get him back, but just beat him at Watkins Glen in a month. It's going to be a battle between those two unless something happens.
This is kind of a throwback to what we were talking about earlier. You know who's got an Xfinity win at a road course?
A lot of people.
Yeah, but there's one specific that I'm thinking
I think I know who you're talking about. Let me guess. Jeremy Clements.
Jeremy Clements has won a road course race.
He has. Road America.
In the Xfinity Series.
Wasn't it Road America?
Yeah, I think so. Either that or it was like Canadian Tire or something like that. But he...
strategy kind of worked out in a certain way that day.
Sure it did. Is Shane Van Gisbergen a better road course racer than Jeremy Clements?
Yes, obviously.
Okay. I would agree. And
really?
And
if you didn't, then you say Jeremy Clements is the GOAT of NASCAR road courses.
And the reason I bring that up is because, number one, Shane can't win them all. And number two, that's the type of competition that you were running into 10, 15 years ago at road courses in NASCAR. That Jeremy Clements could win a road course race. So, those are the type of guys Jeff Gordon was racing against.
Oh, my God. Okay.
That's all I got to say on that.
I'm not going to argue.
Because, I'm right.
You're wrong. Well, back to the road course thing. Brad Keselowski had an interesting comeback.
He's right.
Tweet, saying, we got too many road course races in NASCAR, and Is he right?
Yeah. I've been saying it for years. I will continue saying it. 6, 7, 12, however many there are.
Good God, 12.
Way too many.
I'd probably stop watching NASCAR.
I think
if it's
4.
12.
I think 4 is the high end of the best.
4 or 5, I agree.
4 or 5, somewhere in there. 5 I could deal with, but 5's too many. I think 4 is the number. I think you go to Watkins Glen. I think you go to Sonoma. I think you have a street race. And pick another one. Not COTA. And
I'm okay with COTA. I think COTA's fine.
and maybe if COTA was one of the 4, I would be more inclined to like it. But there's just too many of them, and it sucks. So, I think he said it really well when he said that NASCAR is a primarily oval series.
And they still are.
Yes.
30 races that are ovals.
Sure.
6 that are road courses, which I
Sure.
think 6 is a little much for me.
Sure. But forever, it was 2. And then it was 3. And then it was 7.
Then they brought it back down to 5 and 6. Or 6.
And
I think 6 a year or something. So.
I think if you're going to have 1, you need to at least have 2. And if you're going to have 2, you might as well have a few more to make it, to incentivize people being good at them.
Oh, kind of like what I was saying.
Yes, because back in the day when Jeff Gordon only raced 2 races a year, nobody was good at them. That's why he dominated them. So you need to incentivize the guys to be good at them. But I don't think that Shane Van Gisbergen, which this is a very, very high likelihood of occurring, I don't think Shane Van Gisbergen should be the number 1 seed in the playoffs, which he's not right now.
If he won Watkins Glen and Larson, Bell, and Denny didn't win another one, he might be.
He might be. I don't think he needs to be the number 1 seed in the playoffs in a primarily oval series.
That's fair.
Because he's the greatest of all time at one singular discipline. And what makes NASCAR good is that it's a diverse series. Sure, having a road course race or 2 or 3 or 4 is important to be a diverse series. But I think that when you're that good, when it's a that specialized of a skill set, that you can have somebody that's got essentially no chance to be competitive on the majority of your tracks, that they can go in and dominate one very specific niche aspect and be the number 1 seed in your playoffs when they have 0 chance of winning the championship because they can't win on an oval.
It's like the NBA with 3-point shot. You know, you had the best 3-point shooting team, like Golden State. Not saying we weren't a great team, but I'm saying like it'd be like the best 3-point shooting team in the NBA, and they're not great at anything else. What?
Let me get that.
That tape?
Yeah.
And then being the best team in the league just because they can hit threes like nobody else can. What? Yeah. I do agree with you on that. I was saying it's kind of like the NBA.
Yeah.
In that aspect.
It's
The best passing team in the NFL.
Yeah,
You can't run the ball for a lick, but
I think
a little different though. I know it's
Yeah,
sticking ball sports.
I think it needs to be important, but I don't think it needs to be as important as it is, and I think it's just too many. I think NASCAR fans...
If you have 3 road courses before the playoffs, you have a road course race in the playoffs. Shane wins every road course race before the playoffs. He's got 3 wins like he does right now. More than likely, he will not be the number 1 seed because somebody
He
else
might
will have
be.
4 or 5.
He might be, but it's a lot higher of a chance when there's 5.
Yeah.
And
Before the playoffs.
And, Shane would argue, like, hey, like, that's why I was hired, is
Yeah.
because of this,
Yeah.
right? And it was.
He's a mercenary.
If there was 2 road course races a year, he would not be in the Cup Series. He wouldn't be. And
The winning you're in, maybe he still would be.
Yeah,
Just a lot of
maybe,
pressure.
but
'Cause
like-
that's why they had AJ and Marcus Ambrose for years.
Sure.
It's kind of the same thing there.
Sure.
Juan Pablo, stuff like that.
But Juan Pablo had oval experience from IndyCar. AJ had oval experience from IndyCar.
When IndyCar raced at ovals other than fucking Indianapolis.
But Shane is 0 before he came over to America. So, yeah, I like Shane. I like him as a driver. I like him as a person. I think if he grew up in America and grew up oval racing, I think he has the right mindset to be an oval racer. I think he could make it in NASCAR on ovals because of his driving style. I think that, may be a little bit late for him to be super competitive on that thing now, as far as the oval stuff goes. But, I think he could do it. But, he's here to race the road courses and try to get as good as he can on the ovals, and that's fine. But that doesn't change the fact that there are too many, and that NASCAR fans want to watch oval racing, and that NASCAR is doing this road course stuff because A, they think that it'll attract younger fans because of the F1 stuff that's growing in popularity, and two is like a lot of the reasons that a lot of these road courses have been implemented is because oval, mile and a half ovals for the majority were bad for a long time. Yeah. So, but now that the mile and a half stuff, some of the best stuff you'll see on television, it's just it's too many. And I would much rather see the Bank of America 500 in the playoffs at Charlotte, other than the Roval. I would much rather see Chicagoland than Chicago. I would much rather see I'd rather see a Texas race than a COTA race. And I think most NASCAR fans would agree with me on most of those points. I'll grant that the Texas one might be a little bit out there for some people. Maybe they like COTA more than Texas, and I agree Texas is not good. But I would still rather watch a bad oval race than a average or slightly above average road course race. And I will always be that way. And there's really nothing that will change my mind on that. I like oval racing. I go to short tracks to watch oval racing. I grew up watching short track oval racing. I grew up watching short track NASCAR, mile and a half NASCAR, 2 mile NASCAR, super speedway NASCAR, and the road courses were something we had to get through. And that's what it is to me. And, having 6 of these things a year is too many because you can't just get through 6 or 7 races.
I agree with you for the most part. And I also think a lot of the fans that are complaining that to us, to other people that say we have too many road courses, I think the playoffs have a lot to do with this too. If the IndyCar Series had a playoff system like NASCAR, and you had 3 or 4 oval races a year, which I think they do. I don't even know if they have that many in the IndyCar.
They've got 2 Iowa races. They
got what?
2 Iowa races. They race
Iowa?
Yes, they race
Iowa.
They race a doubleheader at Iowa. They race the Indy 500.
They don't race at Texas no more.
They have
they?
worldwide technology.
They still race there? My point, the 4 or 5, and you have a playoff system where, let's say, the oval guy, Joseph Newgarden, he's really not, has he ever won I'm sure he has, but I think he's more of an oval guy than a road course guy in IndyCar. He's won a lot of oval races than I can remember more than he's won road course races. And he's in the playoffs just because of his wins on the ovals. IndyCar fans don't have a problem with Joseph Newgarden being a 2 seed in the IndyCar Series when you have mostly road courses. So, yes, that's why we have a gripe, because the playoffs, it makes all these road course races in the regular season matter a lot more than if we had 2 or 3. And that's my point. Like, you'll have complaints if you're a fan of a series that is mainly a certain type of racetrack, and you got a guy that wins 2 or 3 races that are different than most of the majority of the schedule, and they're in the playoffs and they're a high seed, when they'll have the same gripe. And that's why we NASCAR fans get a bad rap sometimes. That's why we think we hate SVG or hate road course racing. It's not that. It's just the playoff system awards the winning you're in. It causes guys that deserve to make the playoffs more than a guy that wins a couple races, which I'm not arguing that, because I think Shane deserves to be in the playoffs. He's won 3 races. Goes back to when he won Mexico, first win of the season. We had this argument about, does it matter how it looks? And you said no, and I said it kind of does. And if he wins multiple races, I said, hey, it does matter. If you win multiple races, then you definitely deserve to be in the playoffs. But it matters too much, in my opinion, when you're mainly an oval series. And that's my complaint with the road courses. With the playoffs, a lot of NASCAR's problem these days still go back to the damn playoff system. If you fix the playoff system, we won't have as many complaints about certain things like this with SVG and, road course, the road course merchant, the road course mercenary that a lot of NASCAR fans complain about, because it's not what we do all the time. So that's my thing. And I agree with you for the most part. There's too many. I do like road course racing, I think, more than you. I don't mind it. And maybe that's because I was a Jeff Gordon fan when I grew up and he was really good at road courses. Maybe that's probably a big reason why. I don't mind it. 4 or 5 is the sweet spot for me. I think there should be a road course race in the playoffs, because if you want to win a championship, I think you need to be good in every aspect of the sport, every track in the sport. You need to put your talents to the test in every aspect of racetrack. So 6, 7, too many. 4 or 5, take a couple out, and I'd be happy with it. 2 was maybe a little too low back in the day. I agree with you. I agree with most people on that. But 6 is too many. 7 too many. And hopefully people can understand that the playoff system kind of makes us feel this way. It's not just because we hate road course racing. We're not a huge fan of it. We prefer ovals. I agree with Riley on that. I prefer ovals. I'd rather watch an oval race than a road course race. But road course racing does belong in NASCAR. It's just too many is too many based off this road course, how many races we've had and how the playoffs are set. So that's all I was going to say on that. But do you agree with me on that the playoffs kind of affect the way we kind of feel about it and stuff
I agree.
like that?
To your IndyCar point, I think there's 5. I think I counted 5.
And do you think IndyCar fans would complain if we had an oval merchant that come out there and win 4 of them?
They don't race a ton, so that's,
if they had a playoff system.
I think that's a higher percentage.
That's true.
So I will say this. I think that's a higher percentage.
That's true, because they only have 21 races.
Yeah, so I think it's like
that's fair. They got 15 less races than us.
I think it's a third of their races
That's fair.
So that would be like if NASCAR had
12 road course
12
races.
road course races.
And
if they had 12, it would be a little bit more understandable as far as playoffs goes. But yeah, I think the playoffs do make a big impact on that. I think that especially having a road course race in the playoffs, I think you have to have more playoff or more road course races to justify having a road course in the playoffs, because if you only have 2 or 3 road courses and one of them's in the playoffs, is it really worth having that type of race in the playoffs when you don't really do that all year?
Yeah.
Doesn't make a ton. It'd be like having a dirt race in the playoffs when you only raced at Bristol Dirt at the beginning of the season. Is it really worth having that in the playoffs? But I don't really foresee them cutting the number down in the future. I wish they would.
Yeah. Anyways, hit that button for Attaboy.
Attaboy.
Attaboy. Could give it to Shane. Kind of obvious, but I'm gonna give it to William Sawalich. Finished 3rd Saturday, was the best of the rest.
About damn time.
He won the ARCA race on Friday. He's had a shit season. Completely utter disaster if you're driving a Joe Gibbs racing car and you're like 25th in points. That is embarrassing. A lot of bad luck along the way for William, but he's made his own luck sometimes too and made some bad decisions along the way. It's not all just bad luck for William. And he came out there, and if SVG and Connors Village is not in that race, he wins that race and locks himself in the playoffs in the Xfinity Series. Not that they say he deserves to make the playoffs if he wins that race, but just it's a great weekend for that 18 team. They needed it, and you know he's got to probably win a race if he wants to keep his ride for next year, because it's just been awful. Joe Gibbs Racing as a whole in the Xfinity Series this year has been really bad. Taylor Gray's been pretty good. He should have won the race at Martinsville until Sammy Smith, came in there like a wrecking ball, took him out last lap, last corner. But yeah, he needed that good finish. Third place. That's nothing to hang your head about, considering who was in the field, who finished above him. So just a good weekend for William, winning the NARCA race and finishing third in the Xfinity race on Saturday. Needed that. Hopefully, they can build momentum for that team, and they can put together some good runs for the playoffs. Try to win a race. They're going to need to win a race. They can't make the playoffs on points. So, good weekend for William, and after being just a really, really miserable year. So, give William credit and that whole team for not giving up and having a good run at the end of the day. Third place doesn't mean nothing to him really, because he has to win, but overall still a good weekend for William and that team. So attaboy William Sawalich and the 18 team in the Xfinity Series.
Yeah, not a bad pick. William kind of disappointing, throughout the year this year, but good finish for him. So I'm going to give mine to Chase Briscoe, finished second. Kind of like you said with William, best of the rest. Kind of the best of the normal crew when it comes to NASCAR stuff on whole. But, obviously Shane won the race and probably would have won the race by 3 days if cautions didn't happen and stage breaks didn't happen. But the only one, not the only one, but the most competitive one all day other than him was Briscoe. He was there. He was up in the top 5 all day, qualified well, did all you could ask for on restarts, was competitive. I thought, last couple of restarts, I thought he was really close to, staying with him. I think Shane said that he thinks he jumped the restart on the, that Chase jumped the last restart. And I thought there was a point where Chase was going to take the lead from Shane there on that last restart, and then obviously, just got beat, by the better driver there. But Chase has really turned it around. At the beginning of the year, I didn't think that, he was showing a ton in new team and high expectations, can take a toll on you. But Chase has done really well, second half of the season so far. And as far as second half of the regular season goes, he's, won a race and has been very competitive, been qualifying well all year, but is finally starting to get these finishes that, maybe he qualifies well and doesn't get, at the beginning. Now he's qualifying well and getting good finishes as well. So really good finish for him, finished second, and was, kind of driving like an asshole dickhead move away from winning the race. And I'm glad he didn't do it, because obviously Shane deserved to win the race, but really, really good finish out of him, and he's coming into his own, and to the point to where he's the best JGR car right now. And Denny's not been good for the past couple weeks.
Denny's not been good on the road courses.
The road courses.
He finished fourth at Chicago 2 weeks ago. But other than that,
really didn't deserve that, and probably deserved a top 10, but didn't deserve fourth. Qualifying wise, he's been the best all year. He's been outrunning Christopher Bell for the past 10 weeks. He's the best JGR car right now, and that's surprising, especially because nobody really thinks of Chase Briscoe as being the most talented guy in that group. Probably people would say he's the fourth most talented guy in that group, if not fourth, third. But qualifying wise, he's always there. Finish wise, he's starting to get that, and he's coming into his own summer part of the season and really setting himself up to have a good playoffs. Would not surprise me if he gets a win or two before the playoffs starts, and once the playoffs do start, that's when Chase Briscoe kind of gets into his own. Winning Bristol or Darlington last year to get into the playoffs, and
Darlington's back in the playoffs this year.
Darlington in the playoffs this year, made the round of 8. The first year he was in the playoffs, so
2022.
He's got some things to look forward to, and he's kind of got that Tony Stewart aspect about him, to where when things start mattering, that's when he starts running well, and that's what he's doing in the 19 car. So, attaboy, Chase Briscoe.
Yeah, he's a dark horse for the champion. I wouldn't obviously put him a favorite, but he could be a sneaky dark horse to make it to Phoenix.
And if he does,
he's very good at Phoenix.
Very good at Phoenix. Won a race there.
Mm-hmm.
So wouldn't surprise me. I'm not picking him, but wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. You can't do that.
You can't do that.
Yeah, a lot of people to choose from this week. NASCAR for giving us so many road courses.
Chris Buescher for fucking Ryan Blaney.
No.
Yay. I love Chris Buescher.
Yeah,
Come on
yeah.
now. Friendly Fire, I don't like.
Luckily, this week NASCAR didn't do anything stupid as far as cautions go.
Yeah, didn't get put
that
in
I
that
could
position.
see.
They did throw the caution pretty damn early for fucking who was it? Was it Ricky?
Yeah, but they threw the caution for the wall, not for Ricky.
That's true.
And I hadn't really brought this up yet, and I'll say that you can't do that because of his past and his. I have to assume that what he did was on purpose because of his past, and that might not be fair, but that's just the way things work, and that's the way the world is. We look at your tendency to do things, and when things happen, we look at who you are and what you've done in the past, and we apply your level of thinking to what just happened.
I know who you're talking about.
So I'm going to give it to Ty Gibbs. I can't say for sure that he swerved at Brad Keselowski's tire changer on purpose. However, I can say this. He was probably pissed off at Chris Buescher for dumping him.
Not dumping him, moving him.
Moving him.
Yeah.
He definitely did not pit like an asshole in the first stage. And he has a history of doing dumb shit on pit road. So with all those things coupled, I can only assume that Ty Gibbs intentionally drove through Brad Keselowski's pit box to be a dick and to show his displeasure to RFK because of what Chris did. And that is just unacceptable. And you can sit here, if you're a Ty Gibbs fan, and say, oh, the only reason you're saying that is because you're a Brad fan, you're an RFK fan, you don't like Ty Gibbs, you're not giving him the benefit of the doubt. You earn the benefit of the doubt, or you don't. And he hasn't. He's been better, granted. I will say that. He has been better. Past year and a half, 2 years, he's been better. He's not done anything egregious this year that I can think of. He didn't do a ton last year that I can think of that was overly stupid. But whenever you hit a pit crew member and there's any question whether or not it was on purpose, that's a no-go. You can't do that. And luckily, Brad's tire changer was not injured. And
I bet it hurt.
Yeah, I'm sure it didn't feel good. I mean, the car hit the tire and it hurt his wrist, from what I understand.
He tried to go fight the whole Pit crew.
And I guess I could lump NASCAR into this. They said during the race or right thereafter that they were not going to investigate any further Ty Gibbs' incident, and they did not think that he did it on purpose. He might not have, but you need to look into it.
Yeah.
And they said that if anything, they were going to look into the fight that was on pit road afterwards, and there might be stuff that comes out for that. That's ridiculous. And, you can't have a guy drive through a pit box and hit another driver's pit crew and have any question on whether or not it was on purpose and you not investigate it. Now, I get it. These cars are going 50, 55 mile an hour down pit road. Things happen. I'm not ignorant to that fact. And I don't think any of the pit crew members are. But I can't think of another time where there was ever any question on whether or not somebody did something on purpose trying to hit somebody on pit road. And the fact that there is any question about Ty Gibbs doing that is a problem in and of itself. And if that is the case, Ty Gibbs does not need to be racing in NASCAR. If there's any question, if there's any proof that he did that on purpose and NASCAR were to find that, Ty Gibbs needs to be banned from the sport. And I don't say that lightly. I don't want people to be banned. I don't want people to be, blackballed from having a job. I don't want people to lose out on their dreams. I don't want anything to happen poorly in that vein unless it's necessary. But if you're driving 55 mile an hour down the road and you intentionally try to hit somebody on the street, that's attempted murder. That's prison time. You don't need that in the sport. And like I said, I can't say he did it on purpose. I don't know. But the fact that there's any question is a problem, and it needs to be investigated. And the fact that NASCAR's not is another problem. And, I don't know where you go from here. Ty Gibbs is going to show up next week and be fine. But I don't know. I really don't know what else to say about it. I mean, if he did do it on purpose, that's a fight.
Blasphemous.
Yeah, a fight is the least of your worries. At that point, if I think you did that.
Yeah, I agree. I'm very curious and wondering why NASCAR says they're not going to look into it, just because based off Ty Gibbs' history, like you said, he's not been the biggest saint as far as pit road incidents in the past and stuff he's done in the past. So I think it deserves to have at least another look at or so. But why you can't do that from Sonoma this past weekend? I'm gonna give it to Kyle Larson and the 5 team. I'm starting to get a little concerned about Larson. Not that I really care that much, but this is probably their best road course race track other than maybe the Roval, and they just didn't have it. Beginning of stage 3, they got the way up to about 11th or 12th, I think. But they're just not having it right now. And then them wrecking towards the end of the race. Him spinning out of 4 and then not holding his brake, and Blaney come piling in there. Of course, it's fucking Ryan Blaney that gets the shit end of the stick yet again in that wreck. I don't know what's going on with that 5 team right now. It's mainly more for the incident with Blaney, but the whole team overall, man, they got to get their shit together. They got 3 wins. Maybe they're just trying stuff, but Sonoma, he not dominated, but he won this race pretty comfortably last year, and he was nowhere near the best car on Sunday. Hadn't been the best car since he won the race at Kansas before the 600 double, Indy 500 and the Cook 600 double. There's something going on with that team right now. It could be just trying stuff, but for Larson to wreck there towards the end of the race, he didn't have a good run, but he's probably going to get a top 20 finish again, and him just blowing the corner, I think, and spinning out, hitting the wall, and then driving it or not holding the brake and allowing the field to, come back in front of him, and Blaney clips him and ruins his day. Blaney's day was already ruined, but something going on with that 5 team right now. So, they got to figure it out. Dover's this weekend, a pretty good track for Larson, so I'm expecting big things from him. But if they don't run good at Dover this weekend, don't run good at Indy next weekend, I think I'm hitting the panic button for that 5 team, because they have not had race-winning speed in a long time. So, just overall, the whole incident and the day, and just not expecting, it's just not Kyle Larson things right now going on in that 5 team right now. So, you can't do that to Kyle Larson and team for the overall race weekend and the incident towards the end of the race.
So we got Dover this week.
I thought we had Road America.
Nah, thank God we don't. But not Dover this week. I will say this: I watched the 1990 Dover race. They used to race 500 laps around here back then.
That's a long race.
It is. But back in the day before Dover was like 360 as far as stadium seating goes, and it was asphalt, that looked like a completely different track.
Kind of like
then.
Bristol.
Yeah, it looked. I think it looked better back then.
It's a concrete track. Carl Edwards racing this weekend?
No, but that 1990 is on NASCAR Classics. Good race. Really fun.
Who won that race?
I fell asleep.
Of course you did.
Mark Martin was up there. He's in the Folgers car.
I'm sure he was. Very good at Dover. Roush was used to be very good at Dover.
I think he might have won. I think Bill was good.
Bill Byron?
No.
Bill Elliott.
Dale Earnhardt was up there. I think he had a problem, halfway through the first part of that stage. But anyways, as far as Dover goes this weekend, I think it'll be a decent race. I think it'll be, no matter how bad it is, I think it'll feel better because it's an oval, and we hadn't had a ton of them recently. So I think even if it's not a great race, I think we'll look at it. At least I'll look at it with some rose-tinted glasses. And enjoy it a little bit more than maybe I would if it was, a month ago. But I think it'll be a decent race. Dover puts on decent racing here and there. I don't expect a barn burner by any means, but I think it'll be all right. And I'm excited to see, if Roush can, Roush has had a lot of speed, past month and a half. I'm excited to see. I think Chris Buescher's been fast here in qualifying. Brad's been okay here. So I think, was it last year or the year before Chris qualified on the pole? So
2022, I think.
But, I'm excited to see if they bring speed. I think the Hendrick cars will be fast. I think, of course, Joe Gibbs. Those cars will be quick. I don't know. I definitely know Shane ain't going to win, so that's good. As far as parity goes, but I'm kind of confused. I don't really know what we're going to see this weekend. I think it could be a good race, but I'm kind of holding back on my optimism on that because it could kind of not be as well, because Dover has the tendency to underperform sometimes. So. We'll see what happens. I've got a pretty good pick, I think. I don't want him to win, but I think he'll be good. We'll see what happens on Sunday. I hope it's a good race, and I hope my guys are good.
Yeah, the last year, obviously had this race in the spring when Denny was able to hold off Larson when Larson was clearly a better car. Dirty Air killed this end of this race. Larson just couldn't get past Denny. That's what I'm kind of afraid of this weekend. I'm hoping it doesn't play as big of a factor, but I know it will. It's a bigger Bristol, and we saw what Bristol was this year and what it's been other than the 2024 spring race when tires were recording. Although I will say the tire wear has been better the past several weeks, and it has been in the past in this next-gen car. I think it'll be better than the tire wear we had in the spring here last year. And it's going to be hot, really hot. I can't remember a Dover race in July ever. So I'm hoping that the heat that burns these tires off, makes these drivers fight these cars. Dover's already a really tough track to drive. I'm hoping tire wear comes into effect. I'm hoping that we get some goers and comers, and we have a good race. Pit road will be huge. It's one of the most difficult pit roads to get onto here at Dover during green flag pit stops. Easy to speed, easy to miss it. Asked Matt Kenseth back in the day when he'd come in there crushing the barrels So it's going to be an interesting race. I'm kind of like you. I don't really know what to expect. We've never seen a Dover race in the middle of the summer. We usually have it at the beginning of summer or near late spring or in the fall during the playoffs. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this race goes and how the tire wear and how the heat affects this racetrack. Concrete is a very tricky thing. And we go back to Nashville, the last concrete track we had. It's it was a decent race, but they had a guy that kind of clearly had the better car, Ryan Blaney, and kind of dominate the last part of the race. We could have that, have some guys compete and then lose a bit of track vision, have a speeding penalty, and it kind of ruins your race. So it's gonna be important to get on and off pit road good. Don't speed, don't miss the pit road, and I think you'll have guys that are kind of common up to be up there. Denny Hamlin won this race last year. He's going to be strong. If Tyler comes into effect, he's going to be probably one of the favorites. Larson's really good here. Chase Elliott's been really good here. Won a race here in 2022. Byron should be good. Bell should be pretty good. And you got some sinky guys like a Blaney, like a Logano, who's been good here in the past. And then you got the RFK cars, used to be really good here back when it was just Roush. Can they find that magic yet again this weekend when they've had as much speed in their cars than I think they've ever had, at least the past year and a half. So we'll see how that goes. But I think it'll be a decent race. I'm like you, I just don't know what to really expect this weekend.
Yeah, well, that being said, what's the score on the pick'ems?
13-10. You finally got me.
Fine.
My 6-race winning streak is gone.
Well, the comeback starts here, and 1-1, at least, got a point, didn't win the race.
You got to pick Roush cars, man. When you pick a Roush car, I'm fucked.
Well, I'm not picking a Roush car this week. I'm actually picking somebody I don't like. I hope doesn't do well, but I hope he finishes 35th. I hope whoever you pick finishes 36th. Give me old Bill Byron. I think the Hendrick cars are going to be quick. I think he's been the best Hendrick car, by and large. I mean, I know he doesn't have as many wins as the 5. He's only got 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
What a shitty race that was. But
second time picking him.
Yep, second time picking him. Trying to swing for the fences here. Need a good run. Need a win. Need some momentum. Give me Bill Byron. I think he's going to be fast. I think he's due. It's been a while. I think he's been very, very good. I think, going back to some O's, getting to the hot part of the season, I think those Hendrick cars are going to be good, and I think he's going to show up and have a really good weekend. I expect him to qualify fast. I expect all the Hendrick cars to qualify fast, but I think he's going to race well, and I think he's going to get the job done. I'm picking him to win the race. It would not surprise me if he did.
All right. I was going to pick Denny Hamlin, but I've already picked him twice, so I can't pick him. Again, I got to wait for the playoffs for that one. That's a good pick. Safe pick. You're really not going to like the guy that I picked. I'm going...
Cody Ware.
Yeah. This guy has surprised me all year with how much speed he's had.
Ryan Preece.
Always ain't got the finishes he's deserved. But he's had speed, and he's impressed me all year. He won a Xfinity race at Bristol in Joe Gibbs equipment several years ago. And I don't know if he'll win the race, but I think he'll finish top 10 at the end of the day. You are right. I'm going Ryan Preece this weekend at Sonoma.
Hate to see it.
Sonoma.
Damn.
Jesus Christ.
I hope he don't show up to Sonoma.
At Dover. Roush, back in the day, used to dominate this track. I know he's kind of struggled in the next-gen era, really since like 2013 at Dover. But Preece has just really surprised me. I think he'll have a good car. I don't know if he'll have a race-winning car. He needs to run well here. He's on the playoff cut line.
3 points out.
3 points out of the playoffs right now if we don't get a new winner. And Preece is just one of those guys that on concrete, man, he could be a problem. I know he wasn't great at Nashville, and I don't think he was all that good at Bristol in the spring. But something tells me Dover's a Ryan Preece type of track where you got to fight the car all day, tire wear hot. His modified days, I think he'll come back and help him in this race if it's really hot, really slick. And I think he'll get a solid finish at the end of the day. I don't know if he'll win the race, but I think he'll get a solid top 10-ish finish. And hopefully William Byron wrecks or something like he did last year at this track. And I can get another point, maybe 2. I mean, I wouldn't hate it if Ryan Preece won this race. But also I'd be cheering for him. But I think he'll do pretty good. He's shown me enough speed this year that I think got eliminated last week. So maybe I'll burn a fire under that 60 team. And he'll go out there and who knows, shock the world and win the race this weekend.
I'd be all right with it. I'll take 2 points down. I'll buy another steak. I don't care. Come on, Priest. But with that being said, that's it for this one. Follow us on the YouTubes.
Well, hold on now. What do you got going on this weekend?
Drinking beer. Now I
Won't
work.
you be working?
Yeah,
Drinking beer at work.
I work.
I work as well.
Boo-hoo. But
Gotta get my bow sighted in
Yeah.
at some point in the next couple of days
I will.
for our gender reveal.
I will watch it for sure. I'll watch the race, but
Will you?
yes,
You're on day shift, right?
yeah.
So, all right.
So, anyways, with that being said, follow us on the YouTubes.
At the YouTubes,
Yep.
at the Highline Podcast,
Follow us at the TikToks,
at the Highline Podcast,
on the Instagrams and the Facebooks.
the Highline Official and the Highline Podcast.
Make sure you like and subscribe.
Follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts at the Highline.
Hit the notification bell. Ding,
Ding,
ding.
ding. Hey, I should say at that time 'cause you said the thing.
And, yeah.
Can you say "but my income," please?
But my income, please.
Say it backwards.
It backwards.
No. What the thing you said prior?
What?
What the previous word or statement you said?
What do you want me to say backwards?
Please come in my butt.
No.
That's a damn shame.
Go Cox.
Go Tigers.